So in this short video, you're going to get to see how there's another new little way you can realign a Cyclops. If you're a bit more confident with working with some of your tools that you can get, and if not, you'll see the tools you can get to do this job in this video. It's just a quick experiment, which you'll see at the end, it actually works. I'm really pleased to say that it worked out. It's not going to work on every watch, but in this one it did. I'm so glad I gave it a go because I wanted to share that with you to give you confidence to see that there's one little thing letting your watch down. There are other ways you can just get it right again. It's not always the case with every watch and every problem, but it's sometimes nice to know that these little snags, it's good with these really cheap, good value watches for you to have a go with certain things yourself and put it right. I know it's not ideal. I know people agreeably are going to say, well, it shouldn't have come like that in the first place. But to be honest with you, when you're buying watches from AliExpress and they're coming all the way from China, are you really going to have much success complaining about the slightly misaligned Cyclops? I know that they're in the habit of just fobbing it off, just saying it's well within tolerances. So, well, let's rectify those tolerances and put it right. And you'll get to see how simple it is to put something right. And why don't they do it in the first place? Let's get stuck into this. And I hope this helps you out, guys. And if not, it's just a bit of entertainment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you when I flip the camera. See you in a mo. So the new release Pagani design PD1682, and the only thing I really found flaw with, if you haven't seen my review of this piece, check that out. I've decided to do this as a separate video, so I'm not trying to cram too much all in one video, and I can concentrate on, this is a specific task that I'm going to undertake on this piece, and that is, there's two things that you can do when it comes to Cyclopses. One is take them off, and that is a little bit more of a scary thing to do, actually, because there's also a higher risk of possible damage if there's gaskets in the crystals. I bashed the camera. By heating this with a localized sort of jet flame, one that looks like a little blue tip like you get on a gas hob, those kind of lighters, if you concentrate the tip of the flame on there, sort of keep taking it on and off, this pops off, and it's actually ideal to remove the movement of the crown and everything out of the watch to do that. But if we've taken the movement out of the watch and the crown and all that stuff, there's another idea I thought of by actually thinking, well, the alignment of this is too low. Can I pop this crystal out and then reset it? That's what we're going to see today. So without further ado, let's get stuck into doing that. So first thing you need to do is get the bracelet off. So we're going to start off by taking the bracelet off. So we use a spring bar removal tool and you release the springs to get the strap out. So put that aside. So now that's ready to unscrew the back. The way we do that is a bit of plastic and a pre-adjusted case back removal tool. Hold that in there, give it a twist. Like that. That's loosened off. You unscrew it, clasp it by hand. Lift this out. Place that aside. And the way you move this crown, which first you place a pin in there like that, and then you just pull it out like that, easy. Little flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to rest this on a cushion. What you want to do is, I'm just gently resting that there, so when I do some leverage on these bits, it doesn't pull the movement out. So then I can just pull that movement holder out like that. And then I'm going to turn this movement out like this, like that. So that's ready. I put that aside. Now I need to pop this crystal out. So what we do is use one of these. I've already set it up, so I don't scratch the thing. I use my Pagani cloth, place that in there, seats in nicely, and I push down gently. It's popped out. So now I'm going to put my finger cots on, and finger johnnies, to when I handle that I don't get any finger smudges on it. So that's the correct way up. So I'm going to place that aside carefully and on a piece of cloth, because I want to put everything back in this watch. So when I align the crystal back in, everything's all ready. So I can literally line the Cyclops up against the date window rather than sort of guess it. So let's put this all back together and then we'll put the final press in. So I've got everything back in the watch, apart from the crystal. So I'm going to carefully pick it up. And before I place anything, I'm going to puff in here case when you pop the crystal out, there's any tiny bits of debris gets dislodged or loosened. So just to make sure that's all clear, I'm just going to line this up. Then I put it back in the press, push it back down, and that should be it. Put the correct die in. As you press, you rotate the watch, so it gives an even press. So I've got that pretty much at the moment. I'm just going to double check it's lined up. I'm just going to do a gentle manual push. But to get to properly seal in, I'm going to use the press. So gentle squeezes and rotate as I go. So I'm not putting all my forcings. I don't want to crack it or anything. So I've done a full rotation. Let's check how flat that crystal is. So there. Level and even all the way through. And it was already proud before. So I'm happy that's in. And look. The Cyclops lines up. That took me literally about 10 minutes. I'm just going to double check everything, check this crown all lines in okay and everything, but I had to put all the movement and everything back in just so I could line it up with the date window. So there you go.